It's time to laugh along with This Little Parent Stayed Home with Ali Lopreet. This no-brainer tutorial will show you how to give up your corporate salary and get started supplementing your family revenue, offering the skills that you've already had. This Little Parent Stayed Home covers important issues such as how to work as a family unit to make your dreams become a reality, all the while staying home with the most precious gift that life has to offer, our children. So let's get empowered. It's time for This Little Parent Stayed Home. And now, here's your host, Ali Lopreet.
It's Ali Lopreet, your host of This Little Parent Stayed Home. And first and foremost, I have to wish you all an amazing belated Father's Day. I hope you all had a great Father's Day celebration, especially to all those amazing dads out there. And for those single moms out there, happy Father's Day to you as well. We honor you because you're playing the role of two parents, right, Danny Pie?
Oh, yeah.
Bravo to you. So today we're talking about mastering social media the mommy way. My guest is Susan B. Zimmerman. You may know her as Subidoo. And together we're going to be sharing with you some amazing tips and tricks to mastering two very prolific and worthwhile platforms. Twitter, my favorite. Of course, everyone knows I'm the Twitter gal. And Instagram, which is Subidoo's thing. Before we bring on Subi, I want to address a few common challenges that have been coming up this week for a lot of my clients, because very often these challenges are a thread that seems to happen like worldwide. Isn't it amazing how we're all connected that way? So very often in my one-on-one sessions, we talk about the goals that we have and the barriers that seem to be preventing us from reaching our goals, right? That's what I do as a coach. And as a coach who is rooting for you, I also I am observing you all somewhat removed, and so I'm able to view things objectively, and I see a lot of what we are all doing to create our own barriers without even realizing it, with the intention of very strategically not moving forward. So let me explain what I mean by that. We don't realize very often that we are personally creating our own barriers so that we don't have to move our business forward. There are different, these barriers are different than excuses. I hate that word, excuses. I hate it because it's degrading and insulting, and it makes it sound like we are personally creating problems just to get out of doing something. And I don't think that that's necessarily the case. I think that we are all determined and we have good intentions to grow our business and to go further with it. The word I'd prefer to use is distraction. When we're building our businesses and we get hung up on something that prevents us from moving forward, very often we have created these barriers as a distraction. So I'd like to challenge you to ask certain questions to move past these barriers. I want you to ask the question, is this really necessary for me to move forward? Or is it posing as a distraction because I am feeling a lack of confidence to keep going? Everything serves a purpose. Whether that purpose serves you and your intention is something that you need to be able to determine, dissect, and understand. I'll give you an example. I have a client who appears to have it all together. She's great. She's an expert. She's out there. She's promoting herself. Her website is beautiful. She's got all the right logos. They're gorgeous. She's got the calls to action. She's got the blogs, the very well thought out packages with the perfect pricing. But she said something the other day like, oh, I have to wait to promote myself because my shopping cart has a glitch in it and I can't collect any money. And so I asked her, well, can you collect credit cards manually? And she said, well, yeah. And I said, okay, well, can you accept money through PayPal funds or cash? Can you accept a written check? And she said, well, yeah. And I said, then why are you waiting to collect money on packages that you can perform now? You're using the excuse of the credit card thing on her site not working to move your business forward. So I asked her, are your packages only available online, or are they coaching packages that can be executed through phone or on Skype? And she said, well, they're coaching calls. I said, so you're preventing yourself from moving forward and bringing in cash flow to your business right now because of an online glitch? So my point is that so often I see people holding back and waiting until everything is in place before they go, before they get going, before they start working in their business, before they start providing a service and collecting cash for their service. They need their logo to be perfect. They need their colors to be perfect, the font to be perfect. They want their website to be up and beautiful and their blog and their Facebook fan page to match. And now, don't get me wrong, these things are all very important to your business, but none of these things are going to benefit you unless you get out there and start providing your service to the community now. That's the point. Something resonated with me last week when we had David Essel on, and if you haven't already heard that show, I highly recommend that you go back and listen to it. He was a fantastic guest, and he was talking about confidence and how having it is so imperative to our businesses. We all suffer from the imposter syndrome, and if you don't know what the imposter syndrome is, I've talked about it on past shows. It's that common feeling that most experts who are new in their field have that tells them that they're just not experienced enough to be touting themselves an expert. So they create the illusion of being more of an expert than they really are, and that's okay. I'm a big believer in faking it till you make it, but not when you lack confidence, and not when your lack of confidence is getting in your way and preventing you from going out and earning an income. When you notice that you're creating these little barriers that are preventing you from serving your purpose now, today, tomorrow, the next day, then you need to stop and take a look at the way that your business is set up. And you need to be willing to ask yourself if it's because you're lacking the confidence to perform your expertise. So if someone were to walk up to you right now and inquire about your business and the service you provide, you need to know what your answer is going to be. You need to be able to give them a clear and precise answer and be ready to service them. Or, honestly, would you say something like, and I've heard people do this, Danny, I've heard people say, I'm not really ready to take clients yet, or, I'm just getting started, or, my website's not really ready. I'll tell you about my business when it's ready. If that's I've heard people say this. They apologize for the fact that they're not ready. You've got to be ready now. You have to have that confidence now. And if you're not feeling that confidence, then there's one way to get it done, and it's what David Essel said last week. Go out and do your service more and more and more and more. That's the only way to improve. If you're not feeling certain of your expertise and your services that you offer, the best way to boost your confidence and get over that imposter syndrome is to do. Get out there and do. The more you do, the more you will improve. And the more you improve, the more confident you will become.
I like what David had to say last week about, he was getting out there and he said, you better go out there for a year and speak for free, Well, exactly. If you're not quite ready, your website's not quite ready, we'll say, hey, this is a great time for you to be my customer because I'm not have everything together yet, so I'm giving away my service for free.
Exactly.
So I can get referrals.
And the point is that if you're waiting for everything to be perfect, you're going to be waiting your whole life. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. It really isn't. You've got to get out there and do it now. If you're a speaker, like you said, Danielle, if you're a speaker, get out there, speak. Speak to anyone who will listen. If you're a life coach, get out there, meet people, talk with them, offer some complimentary advice. Start feeling good about what you offer people, and that's going to boost your confidence and get you out of that imposter syndrome mindset. Start serving people now, and you're going to turn, and in turn, what you'll do is serve yourself and your own purpose to become good at what you do. I find it amazing how many people inquire about my Twitter course. They say they want to grow their business. They say they want an onslaught of traffic that will be brought to them. But in the end, they don't end up acting. They don't end up taking the Twitter course because they don't feel ready to become too publicized. I would say you're going to get thousands of people coming to your site like in a matter of seconds. It always happens. You do it. You do the formula I put into place, and that's what's going to happen. And I see them shut down because they go, I'm not ready for that kind of buzz. If that's you need to evaluate that. You need to become, if you want to become successful in your business, you must move past your fear of having people talk about you. You must evaluate your actions and come clean on why you are in your own way. Right?
Mm-hmm. It's so true. And I think we're all guilty of it in some respects, but you can't allow it to stop you from going forward on your business. You gotta go. Like, if you don't make money off your business, it's just a hobby and it's just costing you money.
You're so smart. You're absolutely so smart. So, okay. What are we talking about today, and how does this tie in? We're going to be talking about some more Maverick marketing, some more social media tools. Today, Subi-Doo and I. Subi is our guest today, and we're going to be giving you some great tips on how to boost your bottom line in the same way that we did using two very useful social media platforms, Twitter and Instagram. Now, you've heard me talk about how I cracked a code using Twitter that directly correlated to driving hundreds of thousands of listeners to this very show that you're listening to right now. And that code was cracked using my powers of reasoning and setting my intentions. It's science. Actually, it's physics. And more specifically, it's quantum physics, which has been my favorite kind of science lately. So Isaac Newton told us that with each action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So think about that just for a second. Everything you do creates a reaction. It's up to you to be the scientist, to set your experiment in motion, observe the reaction of that motion, and measure the results. So when I first cracked my code on Twitter, I was doing just that. I'd send out a message, and then I'd watch to see what happened. And if the results were not desirable enough, I'd go back and I'd tweak my formula, and I'd try again and see if those results were more desirable. I'm not a scientist. I am a human observer, and I have a passion to have a profound effect on the wellness of people. It's what you listening out there, you have this too. Whatever your product and service that you're offering the world is, it's valuable and it serves a solution for others, right? Heck, you all can just go out right now and crack your own code on a new social media platform. What hasn't been cracked yet? Squidoo? Or there's like a million of them out there that no one's talking about. Go out there. Riplin is a new one. Yeah, go out there and conquer it. So when we come back, I'm going to introduce you to our guest of the hour, Susan B. Zimmerman, known as the Instagram girl. We all call her Subi. And we're going to find out how she boosted her bottom line using Instagram. We're going to talk about that and more on the other side of these messages, so don't go too far. Stay tuned. After these.
Staying home, working from home, making your dreams a reality? We're working on it. It's This Little Parent Stayed Home with Allie Lopreet. And we'll be right back after these.
This is Allie Lopreet. Now, as you know, I have made it my personal mission to help 1 million parents bring their careers home. And I'm always on the lookout for the best work-at-home opportunities that's going to allow you to sign your own paychecks and be able to put your family first. That is why I am truly excited to be able to present a legitimate income-making opportunity to those of you who are truly serious about working from home. I've teamed up with my very good friend, Bridget Brady, and together we're going to be offering a free 30-minute teleseminar on the first Wednesday of every month so that we can show you how to make money online using an already proven system. You can reserve your seat by going to thislittleparent.com, and under the Business Opportunities tab on the right side, you'll find the registration link for this free 30-minute call. It's free, it's strictly informational, and it's already been giving a lot of parents just like you the resources to take control of their financial future. Go to thislittleparent.com to reserve your complimentary seat, and we'll see you there.
Do you know the power that you have as a consumer? You have the power to choose where to spend your hard-earned dollars. OurMilkMoney.com is an easily accessible online business directory that lists the products and services of self-employed parents. It's a great place for you to flex that consumer power of yours. And each time you do, you'll be helping a mom or dad afford the choice to stay home with their kids. Visit OurMilkMoney.com today to do your shopping, list your own business, or make a personal contribution to the global movement that's allowing business owners to put their families first.
Welcome back to This Little Parent Stayed Home, the no-brainer tutorial that will show you how to give up your corporate salary and get started supplementing your family revenue by offering the skills that you've already had, all the while staying home with the most precious gift that life has to offer, our children. It's This Little Parent Stayed Home. Now, back to the show with Allie Lopreet.
Hey everyone, it's Allie Laprete, your host of This Little Parent Stayed Home, and today we are talking about how to... What are we talking about? We're talking about how to do some Maverick marketing the mommy way on both Instagram and Twitter. In a little bit, I'm going to be bringing on my guest of the hour, Susan B. Zimmerman. A lot of you know her as Scooby-Doo. And, before I bring her on, I just want to kind of reiterate some of the things that I was talking about in the first segment. I wasn't done. I'm on fire. It's so funny. All of the fans that write in all the emails and all the comments that we get, like on iTunes, which, by the way, if you haven't given us a review on iTunes, you need to do that now because you have a chance to win every single month my Home Free Thrive Guide, which is like, $100. So do it. But anyway, the one thing that everybody always says to me is that they love when I go on my rants, when I'm all fired up. And it always tends to happen like around my hormonal time of the month when I'm just like on fire and like ready to like explode about something. So I have to be clear about what I was talking about in the beginning. What I mean by, when I say get out there and do it, get out there and go, and don't wait for everything to be perfect. What I mean by that is I don't want you to get hung up on all the little nitty details. I'm not saying get sloppy with your business. I'm not telling you to stop fine-tuning your site and putting your best foot forward in everything you do and in every corner and every aspect of your business. What I'm saying is that you need to recognize when the little tasks that you're fine-tuning are becoming too much of a priority to you. And instead of boosting your bottom line, it's only serving as a distraction to you from not growing and moving forward.
It's like organizing your desk. How many times do you need to organize your desk?
Before you sit down and actually get the work done.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah. And we have to recognize that in ourselves. Like, I'm organizing my desk again. What is it I'm avoiding? Right?
Yeah.
And I also want you all to challenge yourself with this question. Every task you do for yourself and for your business, I want you to ask yourself, does this serve my purpose? And how does it serve my purpose? It seems that so many of my clients are coming to me as a result of bad coaching, and I have to reteach them to think for themselves and to create an intention that serves their highest vibration. My client this morning, started writing a blog because she was told she needed a blog without any idea why it was going to benefit her. It could really benefit her, but how is it going to benefit her if she has no idea how it's supposed to boost her bottom line? So she's wasting all of this time not understanding the real purpose of what she was doing. And so if you ask yourself, why am I writing this blog? Well, it could be just, it's fun. A lot of people are just writing it for fun. And if that's your answer, that's okay, but you need to be committed to that answer, because if you just like it and it's fun and that's the only reason that you're doing it, then you need to be okay with the end result, which is fun. Because if you were hoping for something in addition to fun, like making money, or like getting a fan base or boosting your subscriber list or driving traffic to your main site or creating some online buzz, if those are your real intentions and you didn't claim that in the beginning, then you're going to be really sadly disappointed, and you're going to feel like a failure. And you're going to tell yourself, I might as well quit. I'm not cracked out for the, writing or being a business owner or whatever. That's not true. You just didn't set the right intention. You have to really be clear on your intention, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So today we're going to be talking about boosting your bottom line with two very, very prolific social media platforms. Both of them are free. I'm going to kind of dabble in Twitter. You already know a lot from me. So I'm going to go ahead and bring on Susan B. Zimmerman. She is known as the Instagram girl, and she has gotten a lot out of this platform. It's really boosted her business, and we're going to find out today how she did it. So without further ado, Scooby-Doo is on the airwave. Hi, Sue.
Hey, Allie, how are ya?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining us today, Subi.
I'm excited to be here, Allie.
All right, so we've got a lot to learn from you, so let's get cracking. What I would love to know, I know that you have been an entrepreneur for most of your life. Like, in the conversations that you and I have had, you started off with that entrepreneurial spirit. Like, what, were you a teenager? Is that right?
Yes, I was 13.
All right. So talk to us about your entrepreneurial journey. What does that look like for you?
Well, it's exhausting if you want me to go through all of it. No, I'll start. So at 13, I started hand-painting barrettes and selling them at recess. And as you know, the positive feedback from selling something that you love doing is just kind of perpetuating you into that direction and wanting more of the same. So, you know, it really enabled me to do what I wanted to do at a young age and love the outcome of that, of selling them. Mm-hmm. And after I graduated from college, I went to Simmons College in Boston. I actually have a degree in nutrition. I don't think you knew that.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So a job that I was offered had fallen through, and I started doing what I love doing, which was hand-painting clothing. So you see those hand-painted barrettes turned into clothing as I got older.
So you're very creative. You have a creative eye, and you like to dress people up and make them pretty.
Well, I like to paint things and make money selling them. So what happened was, I think you'll find this very interesting, I was hand-painting so many boxer shorts. And as you may or may not remember, in the early 80s, they were just starting to be a trend. And I was selling them off a push cart in Virginia Beach, actually, at the waterside, and selling so many so quickly. I was like Rapunzel at night, painting boxer shorts, and during the day selling them, and I saw this huge demand in front of my eyes just explode, and I realized that I had an opportunity. So I quickly started silk screening them, selling them to colleges all across the country, got licenses with
And how old were you when you started doing this?
I was 22. I was right out of college because, like I said, that job had fallen through, but I, at the time, for a hobby, was hand-painting clothing, and I was able to turn my hobby into a business. But mind you, I had to waitress to, pay my rent and make sure that I had the lifestyle I wanted to have while I launched that, really first business. But the exciting thing about it is that I had done $1 million my first year in business, and I was only 22.
So you had a nationwide $1 million business at the age of 22.
Yes. So that's what gave me the self-confidence and drive to do whatever I wanted going forward, and always creating that work-life balance of, doing what I love when I want to, and, years later, after I started a family, being able to continue to balance that lifestyle with what I was doing for work. But I did end up selling that business 4 years after I launched it, and I moved back to Boston. I was just not a Virginia girl. As much as I loved it, it was fun.
Okay, so this is so fascinating and so interesting. So what I want to know from you now is, because you stayed an entrepreneur. You started off 22 years old, became a millionaire at 22 years old, and then you transitioned into you have several streams of revenue, and I know about your shop that's now online. It's also on the Cape, and you. So tell me about how entrepreneurship has transitioned over the years with the online venues. Like, how has that changed you as an entrepreneur?
Well, first, let me clarify. I was not a millionaire. We did $1 million in sales, and we kicked so much of that back into the business. So I just, first of all, want to put that out there. But it was nevertheless extremely impressive, and I was, again, what that gave me was this confidence to do what I love. But to answer your question, so yes, I am extremely creative, and I actually think in tweets and Instagrams. Like, I have to put that out there because social media comes very, very, very easily to me. And I am actively on every platform, and I do not want to overwhelm the listeners by any means, but I have seen value in every single platform. Instagram, for me, because I have a boutique on Cape Cod, has really been the quickest and easiest way to reach the most people. And I've seen the most results for that business.
So these are measurable results. So you can actually measure the results.
For me, they are. Okay. And there is a third-party app. I don't want to confuse your listeners, but there is a way that you can measure results for statistics. But for just the sole purpose of results that I notice, when people come into my store, they specifically say, I saw your Instagram, I have to have that bracelet. Or my friend saw it on Facebook, I have to have that bracelet. So I have noticed at least a 40% increase of business at my store on Cape Cod from Instagram. And because time is so valuable and so many people do not have the flexibility or the time or the patience to be on social media, I think it's the one platform that gives you the most bang for your buck. And so no one was really teaching it in depth as an expert, and because I really dug deep and learned how to use every single button and nuance and really strategically put together a brand strategy, I have decided that I wanted to teach as many people that I could how to do this that had businesses. So what ended up happening was whenever I went to a business conference, I would be Instagramming because that's what I do. And people are like, what are you doing? And I would say, I'm Instagramming. Like, isn't that for your kids? Because that's the misconception. Everyone thinks it's for their teenagers only. And I would show them, and they'd be like, you're kidding me. I need to open an Instagram account. I'm like, no kidding, and you need to hire me to teach you a strategy. So I often left conferences with a lot of new clients, which was great. But more importantly, I just am so passionate about teaching people how to succeed using it, because I know it's the easiest one to use, with the biggest reach.
That's great. We're talking here with Susie-Doo, Susan B. Zimmerman, but we like to call her Susie-Doo. You can find her at SueBZimmerman.com or SueBDoo.com. When we come back, we're going to talk more about utilizing the Instagram social media platform to get instant results on this amazing mobile media platform. Mobile media really is way more the wave of the future than even computers are. This is where we're headed. Mobile media platforms such as Instagram and also online applications such as Twitter, they both sort of use the same kind of tools to be able to reach a highly targeted demographic. When we come back, we will talk more with Susie-Doo, Susan B. Zimmerman, on the other side. Don't go away. After these messages, we'll talk more with Subi. Stay tuned.
Staying home? Working from home? Making your dreams a reality? We're working on it. It's This Little Parent Stayed Home with Allie Lopreet. And we'll be right back after these.
If you're a self-employed parent, you know what it takes to run a business and a household at the same time. At OurMilkMoney.com, we get it too. And we connect you with other moms and dads who appreciate the value of your business and flex their consumer power to support you in your choice to work from home. Best of all, it's free. Visit OurMilkMoney.com today to get your home business some buzz and contribute to the movement that is truly changing lives, one family at a time.
Welcome back to This Little Parent Stayed Home, the no-brainer tutorial that will show you how to give up your corporate salary and get started supplementing your family revenue by offering the skills that you've already had, all the while staying home with the most precious gift that life has to offer, our children. It's This Little Parent Stayed Home. Now, back to the show with Allie Lopreet.
Welcome back to the second half of This Little Parent Stayed Home. I'm Allie Lopreet, and today we're talking with Susan B. Zimmerman, and we're talking about how to utilize these social media platforms such as Twitter and Instagram to really benefit you and boost your bottom line. And I've got some exciting news that Sue and I are both going to announce. We're going to be teaming up, right, Sue? We're teaming up, and we're hosting a free webinar, totally free, okay, no catch there, which is going to reveal deep strategies on both of these platforms. Subi's going to teach Instagram, and I'm going to teach Twitter, and it's free, and that's rare. Both of us sat down, we had this conversation about, can we give it away for free? I mean, like, this is valuable stuff, really. But the more people that I teach, the better I feel about it. And honestly, my business is growing from that. So it's working out. So we're giving it away, but we're only giving it away to 100 people. And those seats are going to go fast. So if you want to participate, listen up at how you can do just that. To grab your ticket and reserve your spot, write this down. Subi, does that sound familiar to you, Coach Jen Lee? Write it down. So write this down, everyone. In order to participate in this free 90-minute webinar where you are going to learn real details about Instagram and Twitter, you're going to go to the show page, thislittleparent.com, and on the right column under upcoming events, go to the registration tab for the free social media webinar on August 4th. There's only 100 tickets available. Go there right now. Those tickets are going to go fast. And if there's a real demand, maybe Subi and I will open up another webinar for this. But right now, it's only for the first 100 people. So, Subi, I'm going to pick your brain here on exactly what you discovered with Instagram. When was that aha moment where you went, wow, this is a powerful platform? When did you really start to go, I can't believe how much my business has grown?
Say about 6 months ago. Again, when I just overheard people coming into my store and constantly saying it was the Instagram post or the Facebook post, or sometimes the tweet, because you can upload your Instagrams to Twitter, which is what we're going to be talking about more in detail in our webinar. But yeah, I would say a good 6 months ago. And ever since, I have been actively using it strategically, not only for my store, but also for my online media coaching business.
Okay. So how did you tie this in? Did you all automatically know that you could tie in these third-party applications? Is that really the benefit of Instagram?
Well, that's one of them for sure. Yeah, I knew that you could upload your Instagram to Facebook and to Twitter. And there's definitely a certain strategy that you need to put into play to get the most reach on both of those platforms. Mm-hmm. So, for example, if you're going to be taking an Instagram, you can just keep it within the platform Instagram in the app. Or if you want to share that to your Facebook network, you can link it there. Mm-hmm. In addition, you can link it to Twitter.
And it's pretty easy to use. Like, it's really very self-explanatory. The one thing that I think is important to point out is that Instagram is primarily a mobile application. It's not something that you use on your computer. Isn't that right?
Absolutely, yes. It's on your iPad or on your smartphone. And it's not yet available for BlackBerries, so it's for Androids and iPhones. But, yes, it is definitely mobile. And that's why I love it, because so much of what I do is, as you know, on the go, and I want to capture things in the moment that I want to share to my network that might be related to my brand or a strategy or something I wanted to, promote and share. So it's very, very easy to do that way.
Okay, so here's a big question that comes up from a lot of people that ask me about Instagram. And honestly, even though I'm on Instagram, I haven't had the same success that you've had because I haven't implemented the same strategies that you have. I haven't cracked your code. I've cracked my own code. Mm-hmm. You cracked your code on Instagram. But the biggest question that comes up, and it's a big question for me too, is that it's obviously been a very valuable resource for you because your products are beautiful. They're visual. For people that don't have a visual product, they're coaches. They're teaching how to live better lives. They're life coaches. They're business coaches. There's nothing tangible for them to actually look at other than our picture over and over again, which, isn't really going to translate into, I'm pretty, so I'm going to be a good coach. So my question to you is this a valuable platform for those of us that do not have visible products?
Absolutely, and it's a great point, and I'm glad that we can elaborate on this a little bit. So I've worked with health coaches, jewelry designers, real estate agents. It's a great tool for real estate agents. Web designers, people in the food industry, obviously, because I think more than any image on Instagram you see is food, because people are eating 3 times a day at least. And
there's a lot of food on Instagram, I've noticed.
So, and photographers. I've worked with all those different types of industries. And what you need to keep in mind is that you're not just sharing pictures of you, your family, the food you're eating. You have the opportunity to share what your brand means to you, behind the scene, shots and things being made, just kind of like what makes you resonate. In fact, I worked with Coach Leah Jensen, who I think you know her as well.
Very well. She's been on the show several times.
Yeah, she's awesome, and I coached her in Instagram as a life coach, and it's like, Leah, you love to work out. Show me some of those pictures of you working out. Show me some of the quotes that inspire you, and she is on a roll. She's doing less of her cute, adorable kids and more of kind of Leah, and I'm like, oh, my God, I know you so much better now through your Instagram pictures than I did for the past year, because she's sharing things with me about her that she's passionate about in her life and in her business. So you get a snapshot view of either the person behind the brand, and I'm assuming most of the people on the call are small business owners, and that's so important because people love to do business with people who they know, like, and trust. And so you can share so much of that through your Instagram pictures. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. So let me ask you, how is this different than Pinterest in the way that on Pinterest, one of the services that we provide on ourmilkmoney.com, which is a nonprofit online business directory for parents, one of the things that I love for that is that I can promote all the products for the clients and the moms and dads that I aim to support. However, I'm not sure how to take a visual picture with my Instagram camera of their products when I only see their products online. Is there a way to actually captivate that?
Yes. So you can take a screenshot of any web page or any logo from your smartphone. And then from that screenshot, you can upload it to Instagram. So just to be clear, on Instagram, there's a camera button that you can take an Instagram photo, or you can use your smartphone camera and upload any picture from your library to Instagram.
Okay, so this is fantastic stuff. So why don't you tell everybody what kind of things you're specifically going to be teaching on our free joint webinar on August 4th?
Well, there's going to be a lot of great stuff. So I'll go through, how about some Insta Nuggets? Can I call them Insta Nuggets?
I love it. Insta Nuggets for Instagram. Perfect.
Okay, so I'm really going to talk about how to make your profile page express your brand with the right keywords so that other users on Instagram can understand who they're following. One of the biggest mistakes I see is people do not write a bio. And so you can see who starts following you or comments on your Instagrams, and when I go to see the activity thread of who's commenting or who's following me, and I click into them and they haven't written anything about themselves, I'm less likely to follow them. So in the profile page, it's really important to understand what keywords to use for your business and also to upload your website or your landing page where you want them to go. Maybe it's your blog, or maybe it's your list that you're trying to build. So you have the opportunity to hyperlink to that place as well.
Okay. Well, that's really great. Are there any other bits of juicy nuggets, Insta Nuggets?
Yeah, I have 3 of them. Should I do number 2 now?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do number 2. We only have a few minutes left of the segment, but let's go ahead and try and hammer those last 2 out.
So I'm not going to go into detail, but I'm just going to say this real quick. Using hashtags to group your photos is so important so that they are sitting with others of similar interest. And this is a deep dive that we will go into during our webinar.
Awesome.
Okay.
I love it. And the thing that the thing that I really do want to reiterate and that what I love is that a lot of the same things that are useful and beneficial to your business that work on Instagram also work on Twitter and are mutually exclusive. You can do them both at the same time so that you're not doing, too much work. All the work that you're doing is actually going to serve a very important intention. Okay, so the final juicy nugget.
Insta Nugget is, and I did mention this briefly, is that you can communicate your Instagram images to multiple networks. I did mention just Facebook and Twitter, but for those who are on the call who also have a Foursquare or a Tumblr account, you can share your Instagrams there as well. So there are multiple places that you can reach from one post.
Gotcha. Okay, great. Well, that is such great, juicy advice there. I love it. And I love that we're going to learn so much more also for free. So if you're just now joining us and you want in on this free webinar, you got to claim your ticket one more time. I'm going to tell you how to do it. Write it down. Go to thislittleparent.com. On the right column under upcoming events, you'll see the registration tab, a beautiful picture of Subi and me. And you'll see the free social media webinar is listed for August 4th. You got to go ahead and got to register. 100 tickets are available, and that's it. So go grab yours now. Thank you so much for joining us on the show, Subi-Doo. You're such a delight, and I cannot wait to do this joint venture with you. To learn more about Subi, you can go to SueBZimmerman.com, also SubiDoo.com. You can find her on Twitter under Subi-Doo Gal, and you can also find her on Facebook. Also, you're going to want to find her on Instagram and find what she's doing. In fact, one of the best ways to actually learn how somebody can be so successful on a platform, somebody who talks about it and says, oh my gosh, my business has absolutely grown and blossomed because of the work that I'm doing on Instagram. Follow them and learn from them and look at what they're doing. This is Subi-Doo that we're talking about here. We can find her on SubiZimmerman.com. And when we come back, I am actually going to be addressing a coaching call that came in. It's actually a coaching email that came in. And we really hope to see you on the webinar on August 4th. One more segment when we return. Don't go away right after these.
Staying home, working from home, making your dreams a reality? We're working on it. It's This Little Parent Stayed Home with Allie Lopreet. And we'll be right back after these.
This is Allie Lopreet. Now, as you know, I have made it my personal mission to help 1 million parents bring their careers home. And I'm always on the lookout for the best work-at-home opportunities that's going to allow you to sign your own paychecks and be able to put your family first. That is why I am truly excited to be able to present a legitimate income-making opportunity to those of you who are truly serious about working from home. I've teamed up with my very good friend, Bridget Brady, and together we're going to be offering a free 30-minute teleseminar on the first Wednesday of every month so that we can show you how to make money online using an already proven system. You can reserve your seat by going to thislittleparent.com, and under the Business Opportunities tab on the right side, you'll find the registration link for this free 30-minute call. It's free, it's strictly informational, and it's already been giving a lot of parents just like you the resources to take control of their financial future. Go to thislittleparent.com to reserve your complimentary seat, and we'll see you there.
Do you know the power that you have as a consumer? You have the power to choose where to spend your hard-earned dollars. OurMilkMoney.com is an easily accessible online business directory that lists the products and services of self-employed parents. It's a great place for you to flex that consumer power of yours. And each time you do, you'll be helping a mom or dad afford the choice to stay home with their kids. Visit OurMilkMoney.com today to do your shopping, list your own business, or make a personal contribution to the global movement that's allowing business owners to put their families first.
Welcome back to This Little Parent Stayed Home, the no-brainer tutorial that will show you how to give up your corporate salary and get started supplementing your family revenue by offering the skills that you've already had, all the while staying home with the most precious gift that life has to offer, our children. It's This Little Parent Stayed Home. Now, back to the show with Allie Lopreet.
Welcome back to the final segment of This Little Parent Stayed Home. All right, so it looks like we have got an email inquiry, somebody with a challenge. Isn't that right, Danny Pie?
Yes, we do.
All right, give it to me.
For you. All right, so her name is Cheryl Fisher, and she says that she is an independent consultant with a skincare and wellness company, and she also has a blog. And she wants to know your ideas that you have for differentiating herself to make herself different from other consultants in the same business or ones with similar businesses, and she wants to learn how to do that online.
Great. Okay. Does it say what company she's with? Is a skincare consultant?
Yes, she's with Arbonne.
Arbonne. All right, Cheryl. Okay, Cheryl, there's two things that I want to draw your attention to here. Number one is your passion. That's the first thing. And number two is your messaging. Okay. So talking about your passion, the first thing that you need to know is the thing that sets you apart from other skincare and wellness representatives. So it doesn't matter what you're selling. It doesn't matter. I mean, obviously it matters to you because you chose to sell Arbonne over other companies. You chose that because it spoke to you. It meant something to you. You have a personal journey that brought you over to Arbonne, and that is what makes you who you are, and that's what sets you apart from this person, that person. It doesn't make you better. It just makes you interesting and significant and unique, and it's the reason that people are going to want to work with you. Okay? So it doesn't matter if it's Arbonne, Mary Kay, Avon, something else. You are your ideal client. And you became passionate about Arbonne because it resonated with you personally. So when you tell your story, you can connect with others who are going to say, wow, I totally relate to you. I really like you. I like what you have to say. You speak my language. I want to work with you. Okay? So that's one of the things that I actually talk about in my Twitter course. I don't know if you heard that, Danny, in my last Twitter course. One of the things that we try to do is we try to tap into our ideal target demographic. And the hardest thing for people to do is imagine who they're broadcasting their message to. And the easiest way to do that is to imagine your ideal client, and that's you. You have gone into the business that you're doing right now because it was important to you. And other people are going to come and want to be a part of it because it's important to them. So you just have to speak your own story. Just tell your story. So the second thing is the messaging. How do you broadcast that message? Well, one of the ways is to take my Twitter course or to take the Instagram course or do the free webinar and learn that. But but it's not just about how to get your message out there. It's how to create the ideal message that's really going to speak to someone's core. It needs to personally speak the language of your ideal client. Now that you know you are the best representation of your target demographic, you need to be able to speak your own language. All you have to do is take a look in the mirror. You know how you're most comfortable being spoken to and in what tone. And finally, I think she had mentioned something that she wasn't comfortable selling. That
she wants to learn how to promote her products when her business online without selling is what she says.
Okay, that's great. So let's talk about that because that's a really big challenge that comes up a lot for a lot of us that own our businesses. We're very passionate about our product. We need to get the word out. We need to get the message out, but we need to sell. If we don't sell, we're not going to make money, but we don't want to be selly. So how do you sell without being selly? So first, you can't sell anything to anyone unless you have a clear depiction of what their needs are. So just get that out of the way first. Stop selling. You don't know who people are. You don't know what it is they want. And it would be really almost insulting for you to assume that you did. Okay? You cannot assume anything about anyone unless they've given you permission to get to know them and to offer them a suggestion. And you have to remember that because if you don't like that aggressive sales technique, and who does? I don't know anyone who does. Like, yeah, sell it to me, baby. Like, no one likes that. If you don't like doing it, then the people who are listening to you don't like hearing it. So trust your instincts there. Okay? Remember that because if you don't like that aggressive sales technique, you're never going to have to put yourself or anyone that you talk to in an uncomfortable conversation again. So here's the thing. If you were having a conversation with somebody about what you do, maybe the opportunity comes up, hey, so what do you do? Oh, I work from home. Oh, really? You work from home? Yeah, I run my own business. I'm in skincare. Okay, so you're just putting out that information in a nice, very comfortable conversation, not trying to sell anything, just putting it out there and letting it lie. And if anyone inquires, then you can say, oh, well, yeah, I sell, I do parties, or, then you can expand if they ask. But when it comes to pre-qualifying a good lead, you need to ask the right amount of questions before you attempt to ever sell anything. So how do you pre-qualify? Well, the best way is to ask questions. Now, I know Arbonne. I actually use Arbonne. I like Arbonne a lot, and I have a lot of Arbonne consultants. I've had them throughout the years. Arbonne has a wide variety of skincare products, all the way down to vitamins. But there's no way that you can tell me what is good for me until you find out about me. The products are great. Not every product is great for everyone, though, and you need to also be okay with that. So, again, don't just suggest that your products are great for everyone, because that will minimize your credibility as an expert. So you have to find out. Find out when somebody starts asking about Arbonne. Say, well, you know what? Let me ask you a few questions. What are you in need of? Are you happy with your current skincare products? What are your most problematic areas? What have you tried? What's working for you? What isn't working for you? Gather information. Just gather it. Just listen. And just when you feel like you want to tell them something, don't. Listen and dig some more and listen again. Just keep gathering that information. And if you listen carefully enough, you're going to learn precisely how to sell to that person right in front of you. They're going to tell you how to do it. They're going to tell you how to do that. So what's working for you? Oh, well, the bags under my eyes are not working for me. Oh, really? What have you tried? Oh, I tried this, a Mary Kay product, and then I tried this Miriam thing. And so how's it working for you? It didn't really work for me. All right. Well, are you looking for something new? Yeah, I'd love to try something new. Okay. Well, can I give you some samples? I might have something that's good for you. Is your skin oily? Or, I don't even sell Arbonne. I don't even sell it. I don't even know the products that well. But my point is that when someone, when you ask enough questions, they're going to give you the answers. They're going to tell you exactly how to sell them without selling them. Okay? So gather information, listen, and you're going to notice that they're going to give you permission to tell them about your products and your solutions that you have for them. It's as simple as that. So many people start selling right out of the gate.
Uh-huh.
Like
shutting people off.
Yeah, it's it's a turnoff, right? It's so unsexy. It's like, hey, let me tell you about my amazing product that's going to change your life, which is like, ugh. Insulting. It's insulting. It's like, how do you know you're going to change my life? You don't know anything about me. What makes you think it's really like presumptuous? What makes you think you can change my life with your great product? How do you know I'm in the market for your product? You don't. And that's why it turns people off. Uh-huh. But if you ask questions, you might discover that the person sitting in front of you is not an ideal target for you. Oh, no, I love my makeup. I use Clinique. I've been using it for years. I look beautiful. I feel beautiful. I'm not in the market for anything else. Great. I'm so glad that's working out for you. You won't have to waste your breath trying to convince them to come on over to Arbonne when they're happy. Move on. Talk to somebody who does need you. Okay? Mm-hmm. So that's really what you're doing when you're selling, is asking questions and qualifying your prospects and providing solutions. Now, I think the question was also, how do you sell and how do you promote online? And so if you're selling and you're promoting online, well, the person's not going to be answering you. You're not asking questions. You're just putting it out there. Mm-hmm. So again, this is for Cheryl here. Cheryl, the best thing to do is to get into the mindset of your ideal demographic. And again, we talk a lot about this in my Twitter course. I want you to think about how you resonate with messages, okay? Facebook serves a certain purpose. There's a way to do it. There's an etiquette to Facebook. And usually I promote on Facebook. I promote on Mondays. It's when my show is. It's when I tell everybody, hey, I have a show and come on over and listen. I don't usually promote much more than that. Every other time on Facebook, I'm talking about my family. But when I'm promoting, I'm posing it in a way that is going to speak to the people who are interested. But I'm not assuming that just everyone's going to be interested. I say, hey, moms, because that's who I'm mostly speaking to. Hey, moms and dads, are you looking to learn more about social media? Well, we're going to be talking about it on the show today. So you can pose this as, who are you trying to speak with? Hey, moms, are you tired of those black circles that popped out under your eyes after you got pregnant? Yeah. Or, hey, moms, hey, pregnant ladies, are you shocked by the size of your stretch marks? I'm using an example. I don't know if you have I still have them. They're awful. But what I'm saying is, speak to to the solution. Don't try to sell them a product, sell them a solution. So you're not saying, hey, get this great mascara. No, you're saying, hey, give your eyes a boost. Have that feel young and healthful and get that beautiful glow about you again, even on your most tired days. That's a solution. That has nothing to do with the product or with the ingredients in the product. No one cares about that. They care about what it's going to do for them. I have to go back to that great article that I keep referring back to by bmichellepippin.com. Go to bmichellepippin.com. She was a former guest, and she talked about how to market yourself, or she talked about everything she learned about marketing strategies from drug dealers and prostitutes.
I love Michelle's advice.
Well, it's smart, and it's smart because it speaks to the language. It speaks to the person, the conversation. It's a private conversation that you thought was happening privately in your head. So when someone goes, hey, yeah, are you looking to, to feel a little bit more young? Are you shocked at the amount of bags under your eyes after you became a mom? Speak to them in a way that goes, yeah, she's talking to me. Okay? And you're going to get more. You're going to get more of a response. Speak to the solution, not to the product. That has brought us to the end of the show. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. I'm going to be traveling to Utah this week to speak and work with Kim Flynn. And I can't wait to tell you all about it when I come back next week. For the rest of you, enjoy the summer. It is officially summer for all of us. Take care. Love your kids. Just love them up and enjoy your business. Don't forget to put yourself out there and do what you can to just boost that confidence by doing. Take care, everyone. Have a great week.